What's going on, y'all? It's JD Piquel. Today on the Hard Count, we're going to talk about the Portal King and what Lane Kiffin is doing at Ole Miss. Welcome into CFB with JD, the People's Channel. Everything you know and that you love about college football happens here on a nearly daily basis. Jack McKenzie is doing the heavy lifting. Help drive the show at JD Piquel on Twitter. And we got to talk about the Portal King. Because after this past Sunday, Lane Kiffin got another one at DJ Khaled. Jaylon Robinson from UCF hops in the portal, had Tennessee after him, had TCU after him, had Miami after him. Dude says, nah, I'm a hashtag transfer to the SIP with Lane Kiffin and go get right there as Lane Kiffin lands his 15th commitment. Robinson, a guy who's going to add a lot to that offense, going to do a lot of things with him in the backfield, it sounds like, going to have him in the slot, line him up all over the field. He's a slot receiver. Dude averaged like 17-ish yards per catch last year. For those of you that don't know, that's real good. That's explosive. That's stick of dynamite good. He's going to be a weapon for them. Let's just look at what they've done in the portal. Michael Trigg from USC, a tight end who has a lot of buzz about him. Jackson Dart, the presumed starter next year, guy who was a 5-star coming out of high school, got him from USC as well. Zach Evans, the man-child from TCU, he commits to Ole Miss. He's going to be a force in the SEC. Like, he is going to be a name to know if you don't already. He's going to be, in my opinion, the biggest get from this transfer class, which is funny to even say out loud. But let's just talk about how they've done it and why they've done it, because Ole Miss, 10 wins a year ago, really solid, a pop year for them. Lane Kiffin, I think, has changed a lot of people's perception about him since his time in the NFL and his time at USC. Seems like he's matured as a coach. Say what you want about him as a person. We're not here to talk about that. I don't have a problem with him as a person right now, honestly, because he's hilarious on social media. But they have a pop year. Anytime you have a pop year, usually you have guys go pro. So Matt Corral, the catalyst for their pop year, goes pro. And the old way of doing things was, okay, well, we make sure we recruit well. We have his heir apparent ready to rock and roll to pick up where he left off. And I think that's still a very much smart thing to do. Like, that's still what you should do as a college football coach. But we're in the age where you don't have to do that. You can just reload right away. You don't have to wait to revamp and get it going again to hopefully have a good season in 3 years again when this kid becomes a junior or senior, whatever it is. You can go get your starting quarterback, a la Jackson Dart, and be a 10-win team again the next year. And Bama has done this recruiting-wise, but they're going to do it again in the portal. They've done it in the portal already. Ole Miss is doing this in their way. They're not worried about the development side of things as much. Well, let me rephrase that. They're worried about development. They are more excited to go and get who they want into the portal and put them in play right away. You can plug and play now. And so props to Lane Kiffin. And the reason why this is important, because when you have a good year on the field, that translates to positive recruiting. If you don't string good play on the field year after year together, that recruiting doesn't pick up momentum. I'm knocking the mic over here. That's how excited I am. That good recruiting doesn't pick up momentum if you don't put it on the field multiple years in a row. And so with Matt Corral going to the NFL, if you don't have another solid season offensively, those offensive guys are going to say, well, that was a one-year deal. Jeff Lebby's out. Why would I come to Ole Miss? Switch the scenario. Matt Corral's out. Another dynamic quarterback in Jackson Dart. Run the football well with Zach Evans. Throw the football well to Jaylon Robinson. Ole Miss is an exciting place to be for recruits. So at the end of the day, this is still about recruiting. This is still about what you're doing on the field, too. There's a lot of pieces that work in cohesion here. And so props to Lane Kiffin for finding a way to do this effectively and to allow Ole Miss to continue to gain momentum on the field and on the recruiting trail. And it's interesting in how they've done it. And I think a lot of people have their own opinions on this. I love it. Like, Lane Kiffin has made no apologies for how he's going to do this. He is very much down to take pictures with recruits in front of cool cars in the snow, like he did with Jackson Dart, get a hashtag going with hashtag transfer to the SIP. Like, they are doing it their way. And to me, the metaphor is Ole Miss is the new cool kid in school. Like, you still have your quarterback who's the homecoming king, and he's the man. He's probably something like Alabama, and he's still going to be the hot commodity, but there's new kids in town. Everybody wants to be his friend because he's doing it a different way. He's not worried about being the quarterback on the football team. In fact, he's great in drama class. He gets good grades. He's great socially. He just does it in a different way. I don't know how Lane Kiffin did in drama class, but you see where I'm going with this. Ole Miss is happy to be Ole Miss. They're not trying to be Alabama. They're trying to beat Alabama, but they're finding their own lane, and they're doing it in the transfer portal. And for that, Ole Miss fans should be fired up. They're a disruptor right now in free agency. They just are. To take 15 kids, folks, if you get 30 in a signing class, that's a big deal. They've essentially got half a signing class in just transfers. They're going to revamp. They're going to be competitive again next year because of the pieces they got and because of the maturity they have in these pieces. They got a lot of proven commodities coming into Oxford, Mississippi next year. For that, they should be excited. And for that, other teams within the SEC should be a little bit hesitant about going head-to-head with them. I'm excited for this experiment and excited to see how it plays out. They're not Alabama, but they remind me of Alabama and how they're approaching this with reloading. It's not about revamping. It's about reloading, and Ole Miss is doing that via the portal, and they're doing that really, really well. Hashtag transfer to the SIP. That's it for us here on the Hard Count. Appreciate you tuning in. This is CFB with JD. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at JD Piquel to contribute to the conversation. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We are going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time.